it takes a great team to achieve a win. So the first celebration, of course, goes with the team. So call our people, reward them, incentivize them, and appreciate the people that have contributed to the win. For me, I recharge in silence. So it could look like just taking some time off and just going into my thoughts and just feeling grateful in the moment for what we have achieved and feeling grateful for the people that have made it possible. Then beyond that, once I recharge, it's back to work for me. I agree with you. I have been in this industry for a long time and I have worked really hard. One of my mentors told me one thing: in your 20s, you work hard. In your 30s, you work smart. In your 40s, you work how you want. I am in that category. In your 50s, you work when you want. And in your 60s, you work if you want. So find out where you're at in your work journey and figure out how you should be working. What happens is we are working with different organizations. And those different organizations have their own politics. So you find that we're working with 10, 15 organizations. Some of them are quite structured in the way they do their things. They are focused in terms of your KPIs and all. But some can be very petty. And these things spill over to service providers. So as a service provider, you need to be really keen on what your deliverable is. Focus on it, report on it, and ignore the noise. So that's how, as service providers or as a service provider, I handle the politics that spill over from our clients. Within the organization, there's a very clear structure that everyone is assigned a role. There is no ambiguity in what your role is. So when reviews come, we are not evaluating you based on who said what, who did what. This is your role. Have you executed it as it was supposed to be? Any challenges, what structure, what channel did you follow to report and to get the help that you need? So that's how we handle it internally. You're right, it's not easy, but it depends with the kind of relationships and networks you've created both during your work and during your social life. Because I remember when we started our agency in 2008, we had no capital, zero. Just two people with a dream. And we left. The first person I called was a regional sales manager that was working with me at that time, because all we needed was just money to move us from one bus stop to the next bus stop to a place where we are going to pitch. So I borrowed 30,000 shillings. That was the capital for my agency. 30 Gs. Called him, said, "Hey Newton," his name is Newton, I'm stepping out. We are starting a business. We have no money, but we have a big dream. Would you lend me 30,000 shillings? I'll give it back. I don't know when. Just trust, I'll give it back. So he gave us 30,000 shillings. We went, pitched, got business, and the very first time we were supposed to hire 34 merchandisers. I was working in Thika. Our first client is in Nairobi. So we have no place to stay. So again, I called a relative. "Can I come stay in your house for a while as I figure out where to stay?" She said yes. So we have business, we have signed a contract, and we are out in industrial area. We don't know where to get these 34 people. We do not even have an office. Where are we going to train them? We don't know. So we called another friend again who had an office along Jogoo Road and said, hi, could you allow us to use part of your office to conduct interviews tomorrow? He said, yeah, sure, I can give you a small space. It can fit 2 chairs and 1 desk. That was enough. And then where are the people we are interviewing? We do not know. So we walk again to town and we go to the Nation House, place a small classified, this big. Merchandisers wanted, come for interview, this building, 2nd floor, office number 7F. Date and time, no phone number. And we were hopeful and trusted people will show up. So interview day comes, we go sit in the office. We have 2 chairs, remember, and there's 2 of us. And then there's the interviewee. So when the interviewee came in, one of us has to stand and give them a chair. So we did our interviews like that. And they came. We wanted 34 people. We interviewed over 100. Kenyans read the classified ad and came. So that's how we started. And then we grew into getting our own office, getting our own office staff, getting people that could help us execute our dream. So it's not easy, but how driven are you? Do you just desire it, or are you willing to put in the time and the effort that it requires? What relationships have you created until now that would allow you to get grace from people to give you what you need to run your business? So it's not easy, but it's also not impossible. It's doable. I used to do a lot of recruitment when the organization was a little younger, but as the organization grows, you tend to get people who are good at these things. So if you're doing your HR, you get someone that's good at HR, get someone good at finance, and you just do what you are good at. Managing people is not one of my strong, what do you call them? Yes. So we have hired a HR consultant that helps us both recruit and onboard. When we are onboarding, we put them together with someone that has done the role before or someone that can train them and handhold them. Of course, there is a timeline because when you hire someone that's qualified for the role. There is a timeline, there is a probation period where they need to have acclimatized and joined their role and known what they need to do. But yeah, get people that do what they do best. Thank you.
From the look of things, for example, Caro, I'm sure there are 1,000, 10,000 plus decisions that you make every single day. From the basic things, what to dress, how to eat, what to say during that meeting, how to act during that meeting. So those basic things. And then also there are things that you don't want to make decisions about, that you say this one, let the team handle it. So my question is, in regards to that, are there decisions that you regret making or not making? And is there a decision-making framework that you've developed over the years that has maybe helped to turn the organization around? So making such a decision, I'm sure took a lot of time, but even making a decision to make it, that's the question.
So as a founder of a business, when the business is really young, you tend to make most of the decisions. You're the person who knows where we are buying coffee today. You're the person that knows who we are hiring today. You're the person doing business development, which customer we're working with. So all the decisions basically lie with you from bottom to top. But as the company grows, you delegate decision making so that your capacity then grows as well. So one thing that I would say took me longer than it should have, which I could consider a regret, was not letting go of some functions as quickly as I should have, which caused a bit of a lag in growth. So delegating functions like finance, for example. How do you trust somebody to do the math for your organization? I always knew where all the money is going and how it's being spent and how it's being made. So giving that function away was a bit difficult. Giving the function of recruiting, because as a business owner, you tend to hire people that you like, have kind of your own spirit or your own character. So you tend to have people who have the same kind of thought processes, same, but when you delegate that function, then you start seeing diversity. You start seeing people think differently, do things differently. So yeah, for now, the decision making is very structured. It's not overwhelming. You have different managers at different levels. So when it comes to policies, when it comes to strategy, when it comes to directorship, those are the decisions I kind of restrict myself to.
What is the one capability that you think future sales people should have maybe in the next 5 years, and why?
What I would say is it will not be in the next 5 years, but this is something that you always have to have. Agility and the ability to change with the markets and to grow and to learn, because the only constant is change. So as the markets change, as technologies change, as the brands and consumer preferences change, learn and change with them. So that will really help in terms of your growth.
Caro, you have explained very well. Our product moves to the last person. We find scenarios in the market whereby you introduce a product and it's very successful. But with time, something happens. For example, maybe you import the product and the manufacturer has changed something from that product, and that product starts to fail in the market. Then you start getting complaints and failures. Now, my question is, how do you navigate that to reintroduce that product back to the market, especially on strategy? Maybe I would want to hear both of your views on that.
I think I kind of touched on this in the first mile. So this is totally dependent on your market research. When you're bringing in this product, who's your target customer? How do you want to engage them? What kind of investment are you willing to make to see this product grow? Because sometimes when manufacturers and importers bring in brands, they want to bring in a brand, hire a salesperson, then tell the salesperson, this is your target, make it happen. So as a manufacturer or as an importer of a product, what was your strategy prior to bringing this product? What information do I have as a salesperson to kickstart the journey of meeting and converting these customers?
Around data, analytics, and of course insights. So given that we have fragmented and often inconsistent nature of data from informal trade channels, the dukas, the kiosks. So how do you standardize or validate the data to ensure that it's reliable, like it gives you the reliable insights for strategic execution?
There is a lot of touch points that sales teams get into contact with on a day-to-day. And from every touch point is data. Is it the name of the outlet? Is it the location? Is it what are they carrying? How much of it are they selling? And this data is key to decision making. But then, unless we take this data, validate it, and convert it into useful information, it is useless. We can collect a lot of data, and it will not help. So I think it is best first to train the users of this technology that you're putting on the ground. Because if they are feeding wrong information, it doesn't matter how complex the system is that you're using, what you will get will be misleading. So key is training. Train the person that's collecting the data. Make sure that the data is valid, the data is good data that's coming into your system. Then invest in a good analytics software. That way you can manipulate the data to be able to get the kind of information you need for decision making.
How do you stay true to your values even as you influence those decisions on those senior levels that you get to? And another question is on failure. Maybe you could share a situation that you've experienced in terms of failure and how you navigated that into success, how you turned it around. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that happen within the market, the trade, and the businesses as a whole that test your values, that call for you to cut corners. But as a person, who are you first? When we strip you off of your role, when we strip you of your title, who are you as a person? And what informs the basic decisions of your life? So if you are true to that, it will be easy for you to navigate those challenging positions where you're required to do things you shouldn't. And they almost always catch up with you, because if your conscience is not clean, they will catch up with you. So who are you as a person before you become what you are in the society?
And it's underpinned on the growth of a product. We know we have introductory part of a product in the market. Then of course we have the growth. Then it will reach a level where the product is at plateau. It's not degrowing, and at the same time it's not growing. So the only option that you get, maybe it will start declining. So what strategies are you now employing to ensure that at least you keep the speed instead of declining, instead of maybe creativity and a few other factors?
There are two ways of growing sales that we know traditionally. Either sell more to the same customer or sell to more customers, right? So depending on where your product is, I haven't seen a product, even Coke, that is 100% available to every retail outlet. So the two ways are the two basic ways. Either expand your offering to your existing customer or expand your coverage to grow your sales, or do variations of your product that will pique interest in a new category of buyers that did not usually use your product.
What would you say are the two non-negotiable behaviors that determine an excellent salesperson? Based on your experience, considering your 27 plus years, considering your transition to business and handling different clients. Yes.
Okay, I'll start with that. For a sales professional, we are entrusted with a lot of things on behalf of our clients or of our employers. So a non-negotiable is integrity. You should be trusted with all these things and always know they do not belong to you. The company has entrusted you with a car, the company has entrusted you with product, your employer has entrusted you with their distributor relationships. Have integrity in your engagement. That's very key. The other non-negotiable for a sales professional is agility and always learning and being proactive. Learn the market, learn the product, own it, and then move with it. You can move between products, between industries, but if you hold true to learning and being a person of integrity, then you're bound to grow. My parting shot for today, one is I have learned a lot. Thank you, Mr. Sitima. I have learned a lot today, even as much as I have been speaking. And it is important for us to learn from each other and to grow with each other. And last week, I had a meeting with one of my clients, and they are struggling to recruit. And she's a national sales manager. Told me, I'm having trouble getting reps in Mount Kenya. I'm having trouble getting reps for Nairobi region. We say there are no jobs in Kenya, but our employers say we do not have good talent of good integrity to recruit in our businesses. So even as David tries to grow this sales tribe, we'd like to grow into a sales force that can be looked upon by employers, by businesses, when they are seeking people to do business with or to employ in their enterprises. They come first here. So let us develop a tribe, David, where this industry can source good talent, can source good brains, and can source people of integrity. Thank you.